French President Emmanuel Macron has formally received a report to recommend changes to French law. This will allow cultural artifacts seized from former African colonies to be returned to their home countries. French art historian Benedicte Savoy and Senegalese economist Felwine Sarr submitted that report on Friday in Paris. Now, this marks a potential milestone in the fight by African countries to recover works pillaged by Western explorers and colonizers. Some 90% of Africa's cultural heritage is believed to now be in Europe in both public and private collections. CGTN's Elena Casas has more from Paris.
Yes, absolutely. Emmanuel Macron asked for this report to be done a year ago when he made a speech in Ouagadougou talking about how he would like to return as much of that looted African art as possible to African countries. He announced yesterday, after seeing the report, that 26 artworks, statues and thrones will be returned to Benin. That's a particular group of statues that were looted at the end of a battle in 1892 when French troops defeated what was then the Kingdom of Dahomey. Now, of course, 26 works are a tiny fraction of the estimated 90,000 that the report says are being held in French public collections. And the report, in what is a groundbreaking admission for the French authorities, says that the vast majority of that was looted during the colonial era. And also, of course, that that's equally true of the works that are in Britain, in the British Museum, and that are in public museums in Germany. So if they were all to be restored, that would be a hugely significant amount of works currently held in museums in Europe. So Macron is beginning small with the announcement yesterday of 26 works, but we can expect that will just be the beginning of perhaps thousands of African artworks currently held here in Paris that will be returned to Africa. Well, the principal obstacle is legal. For works that are in the hands of the state and in which it's fairly easy for people to prove that the work was looted during the colonial era, that's one thing. But the problem is that many objects in museums were donated to them by the descendants of people who say that they acquired them fairly and legitimately, and those descendants could, of course, sue the state if it starts returning work that their ancestors wanted to be in museums here in France to countries in Africa. So with a number of the works in question, there are potential legal problems around this restitution. Politically, as I said, it is controversial. Many on the right are likely to oppose it, but that doesn't mean that they can stop Macron and the government from returning thousands of works if that's what they decide to do.